Hi everyone, it's Justine here from House of Mahalo. Hello, and welcome to Christmas in July. So this is for a collaboration that Caroline from Cadge Crafts is hosting this month. And basically there's a whole bunch of us getting involved to share some Christmassy crafty inspiration in July, which is very strange because it's blue skies and sunshine out there right now, but we're talking Christmas. So today I'm going to be sharing with you a page idea. It's a page with a difference, two differences. It's basically going to be a shaker window page, and it's not a page that you will put into your sew into your signature. It's what's known as a tip-in page, and I will show you what I mean by that later on. First off though, I want to show you how to make the page itself. So what you want to get is you want to choose your paper. So in this case I'm using some pretty holly scrapbook paper. You could use cardstock scrapbooking paper. I wouldn't use copy paper necessarily. I would maybe go with something with a little bit of weight to it. Maybe like 100 or 120 GSM type paper. So something with, you know, a little bit of strength and sturdiness, because we're going to be, you know, using this in a different kind of a way. So once you've got that, you want to simply fold it in half, and obviously just simply make sure that your page is to fit into your journal, of course. And we want to put our window all the way through. So in my case, I'm going to be using a die. So I'll just show you that in a second. This is the die that I've got. Now for to make the window, it's only going to do the bauble shape. So basically just a circle with a knobbly bit at the top. You want a simple kind of shape. You don't have to use a die. I'm just using two to make it, you know, quick and easy. You could punch a circle into your page. You could tear a circle out, and I have done a prototype of that, which I'll show you at the end. You could, you know, draw a shape and then cut it out with a craft knife. You don't have to use a die. I'm just choosing two because it's nice, quick and easy. All I will say is choose simple shapes, not anything with big spokes or anything. So, you know, circles and baubles, maybe a star shape, that would be okay, but not a snowflake. Maybe a simple Christmas tree shape, stuff like that. Okay, and what we want to do is we want to put our die, in this case, so that it's going to cut right through both sides. If you're doing the shape that yourself, you might have to do, you know, one page at a time, but I'm just going to put this right straight through my die cut machine. So I'll be back in 2 secs. So that's done. As you can see, I've got the complicated part came out as the die. I don't need that for now, for this project. And then we've got this simple bauble shape right the way through. Now, when I use my die cuts, if I want something to be in the exact right place, I do use a little bit of washi, as you've just seen, just to secure the die in place. Because we kind of want this to be in the middle, really, is what I would say there. Okay, so I've just got a little bit of residue from the washi, so I'm just going to tidy that up a bit and do some inking around the whole page and also the circle, and we'll do the fun part next. Okay, there we are, my piece is ready. So the next thing we want to do is open it up so we can get to the inside, and you want to get a couple of pieces of plastic that are big enough just to frame around your bauble or your shape. So I think I can get 2 pieces from this. I'm just going to cut very roughly here. You won't see this once the page is actually finished, so don't worry about it being super neat. So we're going to have one bit on one side of the page. I'm just positioning mine so it's neat-ish. And then we're going to grab some sequins and just sprinkle those on one side of the page. Got a bit gluey ones there, so let's try some nicer ones. Now, you don't want too many, just enough that it will shake around, but not sort of, yeah, not too many. just a nice small handful, I'd say. And you're going to position them in your window, because the next job is to glue the plastic onto your paper. So I'm going to use my beacon. I'm just going to slide that down. I'm just going to follow a line at the top just there, just to secure the plastic in place, like so. And then I can follow the rest of it round, being very careful not to get it in the window, the glue, and keep my stars in place. So it's a little bit, can be a little bit fiddly, but there we are. Now I'm going close enough to the window because I want to trap my sequins, but I don't want to go close enough that when I press down, I don't want glue spurting out into my window, if that makes sense. So I'm leaving like a tiny little border, maybe 1/2 centimetre around the window from where I'm putting the glue, like that. As I say, it doesn't have to be, don't worry if it's messy, because you're not going to see that part of the page. Alright, so we have that. Okay, so keeping your sequins in the window, we're going to glue a second piece of plastic over the top. And again, we want to be close enough to the window to catch the sequins in a nice position, but not so close that the glue will spurt out into our window. Okay, I'm just going to press that down. So that should, if I put enough glue on, it should trap the sequins in between the 2 layers of plastic. But we still want them to have a little bit of movement, which is why we've sort of stayed away from the window a little bit, but not so much that they can disappear from view too often or too much. Okay, so let's just fold that over and see. Yeah, so you get a little bit of a shaker. Very nice. So that's that. Now at this point you can put some more plastic on this side of the page, but you don't have to, because when we press this down, once we're ready to put this into the journal, this will have plastic from the other side, but it's just up to you as to whether you want to do that at this point, but you don't need to. So as I say, you want that glue just to, oops. Yeah, just to keep them the sequins in place, but you might be able to go a little bit closer to the window than me. I don't trust my glue not spurting out, so that's mine. And then because mine is a bauble shape, I want to go just one step further. Now if this was just a circle, I would just leave it as is, and I would just decorate up the page around, and I will show you some decoration ideas later. You know, you could have like Merry Christmas on it or something. Because mine is a bauble, I want to use some twine. So I've got some gold twine, you could just use some string, because I want to have some kind of piece at the top to look like I've got a bauble hanging from the tree. Okay, so I'm going to do the side without plastic on first of all, because what I'm thinking will be easiest is if I hook my string in and just tie a knot just here, just a small knot, just like so. I might put a second piece just to double it over, that might look a bit better. So we'll do that, so I'll just tie another one just next to it. Oh, more fingers and thumbs. Okay, so yeah, I think that the double line looks a little bit better, and you can always manoeuvre it a little bit to cause a little bit of space like that. And then we're just going to snip off the ends because we don't need all that bulk. And then I'm just going to secure that knot with, this is framer's tape. It's basically just very strong masking tape. But you could use, you know, washi, sellotape, whatever you've got that will just keep that knot in place. Will be fine. And then we need to do the other side as well. And for that, I'm going to have to peel back my plastic ever so slightly at the top, because typical me, I completely forgot about this particular part of it. But not to worry, these things happen. So if you are going to do like a bauble shape and have the string, I would do it before you do the plastic, just to make life easier for yourself. So again, we're going to hook that through. So it will be a little bit fiddly, but we'll get there. And then I'm going to hook it round a second time, just so I can get that double line, because I did think it looked better. Just check the front. Yep, that looks fine. And then we're just going to secure that with a knot. It's so yeah, it's not a very practical page in terms of, it's not a writing page, it's not a pocket page, although you can do variations on it, which I'll show you what I mean by that in a second. But it's just a really, really fun page to have. And again, just separate that out there. So I'm going to put some tape on that knot again. And of course, with our Christmas journals, I mean, we can have all the fun we like in the world, can't we? You know, in amongst all those writing pages and pocket pages, it's okay to have the occasional page which is just simply, it's a cool idea and it looks fun and it's just interactive. So I'm just going to glue that plastic down at the top again. As I say, if you are going to put some string through, make life easier for yourself and do it before you start gluing plastic, but not to worry. And that is essentially the page, so really, really easy. Yep, there we are. And then it's just a case of decorating up. Now, of course, you might be looking at it and thinking, all right, Justine, well, how on earth are you going to put this in your journal? And that's why I said I would talk to you about the tip-in side of things now. So I'll just show you what I mean. So I've started working on a little golden book journal. And I didn't want to cut my pages, you know, the picture pages. I didn't want to cut, I essentially had to lose like an inch in order for me to add extra pages in. Otherwise, all of the pages spill out from the cover. So I didn't want to cut into the pages. I didn't want to lose any text or imagery. So what I've done is I've basically folded over the page like this, and it gives you this little flap. And a tip-in is where you're attaching your page, not bound into the signature, but onto another page or onto something else. So in this case, I've got these little flaps throughout the book, and I'm thinking I will hook this page onto the flap. So what I would do there is when I come ready to use the page, I would glue the top and bottom to each other. So put some glue here and here. And then I would glue this side and this side onto the flap like this. And to be honest, I probably would stitch around it as well, just to be sure, because I don't want to lose my sequins. That's just me not trusting my gluing skills, to be honest. But if you've used a strong glue, you shouldn't need to sew it. And then what you get is, once we've done it correctly, that becomes a page. And the idea for the window, or the shaker window, was wherever you have this in your book, you have something framed in the window behind. So in this case, you know, we've got, if this is my page behind it, we've got fa la 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 through the bauble, which looks kind of fun, doesn't it? And then you turn the page and maybe we've got this skunk in his welly, which is, what's this book? This one is The Pokey Little Puppy's First Christmas. And the whole premise of the book is around helping this skunk and this Wellington boot. And yeah, it's a nice ending to the story. And so we could have that framed in the window with the shaker element. So that's the idea for the tip-in page. Of course, if you don't have anything like this, you could have hook it onto a flap, some other kind of flap, like an envelope flap, or you could have it, you know, come off of the page like this. There's lots of ways that you could use this, you know, not just the way that I've mentioned. You could stitch it into a book. The only thing is that you would have to have the sequins on both sides. So what you would need to do is what we've done there, where we've got the 2 layers of plastic with the sequins in the middle, you would have to do that on both sides in order to have it like this, and then you would have to cover these inner workings. So yeah, it's a tip-in page, but you can change it up as needs be. So I'll just show you as well, whilst I'm here, some examples of how we might want to decorate this up. So here's what I decided to go with. We've got some baubles. Obviously this is a bauble itself, so I cut some baubles from Christmas cards, and then I just attached some little like presents and numbers and a word. I haven't done the other side yet. I got as far as putting the number 15 on, but I didn't want it to be the exact same as the front. So that's sort of what I ended up with, but how fun does that look? And as I mentioned, you don't need to use a die. You could tear or punch a different shape into your page. So this is another one that I made. Again, almost the exact same. So this one is I've torn a circle in my paper, and I've made this one so that it could be stitched into a journal if I wanted, or it's not got the window on the back side, so this could be a pocket page. So I've done that by doing exactly what we've just done there, but the only difference is that I've put some wrapping paper behind, so I've got my window is already sorted with the mince pie. Can you see that? Really fun, huh? But the idea is basically the same. It's just with this one, your book pages, your journal pages are the part in the window. With this one, you're putting something in the window yourself, you know, when making the page. And as I say, this one could be, you know, a tuck spot. You could turn it into a writing spot, whatever. And that is my idea for Christmas in July. So I hope the video was okay to follow. I did try to keep it short and sweet because it is a basic idea, but I didn't want to spend too much time decorating. So I'll leave you with these 2 examples. Because this is a collaboration, there are other people involved in the collaboration. They're all linked down below. Lots of exciting Christmassy projects coming your way this month, or have already come your way, because I think I'm towards the end of the month or middle-ish. So do check them out. Go share them some love and support, and you might just find some ideas that you can squirrel away now, ready for your Christmas journals later in the year. Either way, I hope you enjoyed my tip-in window shaker page, I think is what I'm calling it. And I hope you enjoy making it if you decide to give it a go. As I say, you don't need to use a die. You can just do what I've done there. I've just torn into my paper. You could punch a shape, or you could just cut one out yourself manually, or even like a frame. A frame would be really cool. You know, if you had like a picture frame that you could cut around or something. Anyway, I will leave it there. I hope you enjoyed the idea, and I hope to see you on the next video. Bye-bye for now, and Merry Christmas in July. I know I probably shouldn't say that, but you know, I'm saying it anyway. Merry Christmas in July. See you later, everyone. Bye-bye.